member of the organization must know that he has a duty to the people. The people are not your enemy, the people are your friend. The people expect to be led by you.
Short leadership story on liberation struggle hero Walter Sisulu. We must tell, narrate the stories of South Africa's liberation struggle heroes, whatever their gender. Their lives lived within the storm of the struggle for liberation must be voiced to inspire us to build an inclusive, successful and prosperous country. Using YouTube as a digital medium to inform a wider audience of viewership provides us with a borderless and globalized outreach to tell their stories. Who is Comrade Walter Sisulu? As a South African, you most likely think that you know enough about him and that this YouTube video on him is not for you. But for those who have not heard about him but would like to hear more about his strategic leadership approach, this YouTube video is intended for you. How did he impact on our lives in the past, present and perhaps on future generations? Struggle hero Walter Sisulu was a lawyer by profession, but he became a legend and a household name during his lifetime, mainly due to his commitment to liberate South Africa from colonialism and apartheid. He made a lifetime commitment to do so. He gave everything for the cause of South Africa's liberation struggle. He was sentenced to life imprisonment on Robben Island at the Rivonia trial on 12 June 1964. He, together with other imprisoned activists, served their sentence at the same time with Nelson Mandela. Not only was he a very close friend of Madiba, but also an intimate comrade in the struggle for freedom. Sisulu's unassuming, humble attitude, character, and leadership style was a great asset to the African National Congress. He was a unifying leader in a liberation movement which was spoiled for choice in terms of its broad leadership base. His self-constrained individualism in such a diverse leadership structure diffused tensions within a contested organizational setup. An organizational setting where strong individual opinions needed to be forged into collective decisions. His humble leadership nature and disposition contributed to reining in strong narcissistic, individualistic tendencies by directing it to benefit collective decisions and outcomes. The African National Congress was constituted as a broad and diverse organization with many contested perspectives on a wide range of issues. In such an organizational formation, particularly a liberation movement, strong individual ideological positions and opinions prevailed. It was precisely in such a broad-based organizational setting with many diverse tendencies that Sisulu's leadership made a difference. He maintained the organizational unity and diversity when its unity was threatened both from within and without. Organizations, whether governmental, corporate, or charitable, need unifying figures like Walter Sisulu to maintain its organizational integrity and unifying structure. Strong and dependable friendships and camaraderie would be the much needed anchor in addition to family support for Mandela throughout his lifetime. From the time of his arrival in Johannesburg from the Eastern Cape, Sisulu's friendship would prove invaluable and treasured to Madiba. Walter Sisulu was already a successful practicing attorney when Madiba met him. Walter was not only a friend to Madiba, but a lifelong comrade sharing his same aspirations, passion, and commitment to liberate South Africa. Their friendship survived the stormiest of times. Their friendship was forged and fostered during the struggle for a liberated South Africa, like iron made stronger in a blazing furnace. Their friendship endured for a lifetime, right up to the time when Walter departed from this world on 5th May 2003 at the age of 90. There were several such friendships and camaraderie which were nurtured between those who shared the same liberation aspirations, goals, and endured the same adversity. For instance, Ahmad Kathrada affectionately described Walter Sisulu as his father and Madiba as his brother. The African National Congress became their political extended family, and their friendship was strengthened during the liberation struggle years. They spoke truth to power, but also to one another on organizational matters, particularly in situations where differences of opinion were contentious and when unpopular decisions had to be taken. Theirs were a friendship forged in battle during the liberation struggle and outlasted its duration. In his book Long Walk to Freedom, Nelson Mandela, affectionately known as Madiba, wrote and said this about his intimate friend Walter Sisulu. I have mentioned many of the people who influenced me, but more and more I had come under the tutelage of Walter Sisulu. Walter was strong, reasonable, practical, and dedicated. He never lost his head in a crisis. He was often silent when others were shouting, Madiba emphasized. Madiba further said that one can judge an organization by the people who belong to it. Walter believed that the ANC was the best vehicle to effect change in South Africa, to liberate the people of South Africa, and to deliver on their hopes and aspirations. Madiba was proud to belong to an organization of which Sisulu was a part. Both Madiba and Walter were both forceful and charismatic leaders. They were formidable leaders with strong opinions of their own on organizational and state matters. But their strength of character, goodwill, and their sense of brotherhood outlived their differences of opinion or positions taken at the level of the organization. Their chief characteristic traits were putting the welfare and interests of their people above that of their own. it is often unrestrained and rampant individual egoism, which causes the breakdown of friendships and relationships. If one adds narcissism, which is excessive love of oneself, stubbornness, arrogance, and add indifference to the mix, friendships and partnerships may not last for one season, let alone from dawn to dusk. We cannot have enough of such friendships and bonds of brotherhood in our lives. Without them, we will not be able to cope effectively with the many ups and downs that we will inevitably face during life's grueling journey. Madiba, Nelson Mandela, was blessed to be part of the African National Congress, with many leaders within their own right, like Walter Sisulu. Walter Sisulu was positioned in an organization like the African National Congress with a history exceeding 100 years. Walter Sisulu, like his friend Madiba, was a leader amongst leaders. If you want your organization, company, or any other formation to succeed, ensure that you have more managers and corporate leaders like Walter Sisulu. Walter Sisulu was a team player and organizational builder.